Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Any Lyft driver active on the platform, including myself, we got an email yesterday stating that the terms of service have been updated, and by automatically driving, they say, oh, you've reviewed the new agreement, 20-something pages, and you've agreed to it because you kept on driving, right? So although you keep on driving, which automatically means you've accepted this, I think it's rather illegal, and they won't be able to get that around that next time, because there will be law firms making them aware of this, right, that it'll have repercussions. But the main thing here is that you opt out, right? And by opting out, this is what a lot of people don't understand. This is what a lot of drivers don't understand. And by the way, I ran this by an attorney last night, as I promised I would. And thanks to the guy for reading all these pages. I read them twice. I mean, your head starts smoking, right? I mean, there is so much new shit packed into this here. That's ways they can take money from you is insane. Like they've gotten so creative how they can take $250 here, $250 there. It's crazy. So if you start seeing amounts showing up in your app, that suddenly, oh, where did my $250 go? Oh, well, I didn't read the terms of service, right? Read it. I know it's a headache reading it, and it's a lot of verbiage. Write down in number 17, there's even more than 70, but write down, go all the way down, page after page after page after page. You get to 17, dispute resolution and arbitration agreement. Ladies and gentlemen, if anything goes wrong, and this applies for drivers and riders, if anything goes wrong, your teenager died in a Lyft accident, right? Or a driver got assaulted or shot, and you want to take legal action, right? Your case will be so weak if you have not opted out. And by the way, opting out doesn't mean, hey, I cannot drive. Just because I opted out does not mean you cannot drive. You continue driving, you continue making money, but what you did is you legally opted out of their arbitration verbiage, because they want to drag you before the AAA, the American Association of Arbitrators, because they fairly much control that process and have to pay you very little, and your legal standing is very weak if you go before an arbitrator. You want a heavy hitter, you want a good attorney, and you want to be able to get max damages in civil courts. I cannot talk about my lawsuits. Let's just put it this way. I sued 3 gig companies for big money, for big money, right? The largest amount is $950,000, right? Now, I would not have a single leg to stand on had I not opted out of every single arbitration, every terms of service from day one when I started driving. I opted out of every single one. So I could proceed with the heavy hitter attorneys, and it's costly. It's costly, right? Let me just put it this way. One of those 3 companies, I cannot mention, has already settled. And this man here has made a shitload of money. A shitload of money, right? I'm not even going to go there. I can't even discuss how big the dollar amounts are. And I'm going after the other 2. The other one should be in March, April next year should be settled. And the other one I probably have to fight a little bit harder. But it is my intention to win all 3 cases, right? I have already been in court for more than 3 years. How did I get into court? Because I religiously always opted out. I continued driving, continued making money, continued getting referral money, right? But I always opted out. So don't think that because you opted out, you're done. You can't. No, you can opt out. You have 30 days. Now, here is where, and it took me such a long time, 4 minutes to get to this point. You get to number 17, right? You go all the way down. You can see how much verbiage they've just packed into number 17, because this is really where they want to make it as confusing as possible, right? This is all to do with arbitration. Basically telling you, hey, if you kept on driving, this is what we can do to you, and you have to take the time to read all these 25 pages. You just have to, because you will be surprised what new fees they have put in. They've put in abuse fees, right? If they feel like you have abused the platform, $250, right? They don't have to explain everything. They don't have to explain anything to you. If they just allege or think you have committed some sort of abuse as a rider or driver, ka-ching, another $250. So I'll have text messages and emails coming to me in the near future. Oh my God, they took $250 out of my account. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Did you read your terms of service? Because it's in there. So you keep on going down here. All arbitration bullshit. All arbitration bullshit. Here it is. Here it is. Number 17. J. Right? J for jackass, like the CEO is. J for jackass, like the CEO. Opting out of arbitration for driver claims that are not in a pending settlement action. So let's say you are in a pending settlement action. That's one thing, right? You could be in some sort of class action. There's a lot of drivers that are in class action lawsuits for misclassification. There's a lot of lawsuits that have already been settled on misclass. But if you are not in that, and you do not want to be dragged into arbitration, and you want to be able to get great representation by a good attorney, you have to opt out. And we're discussing Lyft right now. So as a driver or driver applicant, you may opt out of the requirement. So as you apply as an applicant, you can immediately, because when you're applying and you're a newbie and you've downloaded that trip, that app, and you're going on your first trip, remember on your first trip, that virgin trip, you have agreed automatically and then to their terms of service. You then already at the first trip have 30 days to opt out as a newbie, right? Just don't forget that. So drivers or driver applicants, you may opt out of the requirement to arbitrate driver claims defined in section 17E2, go and read it, except as limited by section 17I above, go read it, pursuant to the terms of this subsection, if you have not previously agreed to an arbitration provision in Lyft's terms of service, where you had the opportunity to opt out of the requirement to arbitrate. If you have previously agreed to such an arbitration provision, you may opt out of any revisions to your prior arbitration agreement made by this provision in the manner specified below. But opting out of this arbitration provision has no effect on any previous other or future arbitration agreements that you may have with Lyft. If you have not previously agreed to such an arbitration provision and do not wish to be subject to this arbitration agreement, right? Important. With respect to driver claims, massive claims potentially, you may opt out of arbitration with respect to such driver claims other than those in a pending settlement. We already said that. By notifying Lyft in writing of your desire to opt out of arbitration for such driver claims, which writing must be dated, signed, and delivered by electronic mail to arbitrationoptout@lyft.com. Let me repeat that. arbitrationoptout@lyft.com, right? So your name, your account number, your phone number, the date, the fact that you want to opt out of this arbitration clause has to be in there. I give you another great suggestion. There was another retired attorney who was commenting on many of the comments after I made that first video yesterday. And I had my attorney look at that attorney's answers to the drivers. So you know, that we're not misrepresenting anything. No, the guy nailed it. He was really good. He was accurate. He was giving you good information. This was some retired attorney. Thank you to you. But please do understand that I will always have an attorney check another attorney. I can't just have some person who claims to be an attorney say something face value to drivers, right? Won't fly. But whatever he said was legit. Also, very important, send it in writing. Okay, so here it is. Lyft Incorporated, Lyft Inc., legal department, 185 Berry. You know, like we like the cherry as a berry. 185 Berry Street, San Francisco, California, 94107. Again, if somebody wants to write that down in the comments box, Lyft Incorporated, legal department, 185 Berry Street, San Francisco, California, 94107. Send it in writing, registered mail, and then make sure you also email it. So you're sending it 2 ways and say, hang on, I've received this and I'm opting out. And what do you have to do? You have to opt out 30 days within receipt of that email yesterday. I received it yesterday, have already sent my opt out, right? Sent it out. So hammer them hard. And again, you'll thank me if something goes wrong, something big goes wrong, somebody gets shot, you have hospital fees. You do not want to go to arbitration, my friends, right? You know, this is why at Gig Rocket, for example, we don't send the drivers to arbitrate. We'll send them straight to small claims court, right? Where they can collect $10,000, $15,000 and fight the companies there. Arbitration is weak. It's weak. It's lukewarm. It ain't going to get you the real money. You want the real money, you got to opt out. You got to follow this. So this is hidden way down here, number 17. And just to give you an idea how scary it gets, let's go right to the top, right? Right to the top, right? Lyft terms of service, last updated December 12, 2022, right? Last updated December 12. It's not even December the 12th. Are they like writing this in the future? I mean, hello? Last updated on December 12, 2022. Really? That's in the future, dude. Okay. But here it is. I mean, it's just pages and pages and pages of stuff. New ways to F you over. New ways to bend you over. New ways to screw you over. New ways to slap you through the face. New ways to take money out of your account, right? Read it. So, the Lyft platform, modification to the agreement, eligibility. Number 4, charges. Oh my God, there's all these frickin' charges. Oh, by the way, they now have an abuse fee. $250. Did Rideshare Professor make this shit up? No. I mentioned this 5 minutes ago. There is now an abuse fee. Right, let me read this. If we receive a credible report, right? It can be a credible report by a passenger. Could be a credible report by a driver. Who knows if it's credible? It's a report, but guess what's going to happen? The rider's going to lose $250, or you're going to lose $250. Why? Because they've snuck it into this new verbiage. If we receive a credible report that you have misused or abused the Lyft platform, you agreed to pay an abuse fee. Oh, there's an abuse fee, ladies. It's like fuck me in the ass fee, right? So of up to $250, depending on the extent of the damage as determined by Lyft in its sole discretion towards vehicle repair or cleaning. Lyft reserves the right, but is not obligated to verify or otherwise require documentation of damages prior to the processing of the damage fee. So we can just take it. We can just simply take $250, and there's service fees, and there's prime time fees, and there's priority pickup fees, and there's cancellation fees, and there's damage fees, and then there's abuse fuck me in the ass fees, then there's toll fees, there's other fees, there's tips, right? Blah, blah, blah. Facilitation charges, no refunds, coupons, supplemental charges, charges on top of charges on top of charges, third-party charges. Oh my God. Desperado. Somebody needs money. Logan Green and John Zimmer need your money. Driver payments, Lyft communications, your information, promotions, referrals, and loyalty programs. They will have you refer using your name and your face and your code, but they are not paying you anymore. That's how bad it's gotten. They stopped this in 2019. They're not paying the drivers anymore. Restricted activities, 10 driver representation warranties and agreements, 11 intellectual property, 12 disclaimers, 13 state and local disclosures, 14 indemnity, 15 limitation of liability, 16 term and termination. Limitation of liability, read that one. Okay. Number 17 is the one, right, how you opt out. But dispute resolution and arbitration agreement, before you've read through all this nonsense, look at this. All this crap, all this shit, you eventually get down here to the bottom, right down to the bottom, and there it is. That's the one you want to pay attention to, right? So hit the like button, man. We have one damn like. I'm educating you how you're going to make money in a big lawsuit, and I've got one effing like. Don't piss me off this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Right, hit that damn like button. This is my free time. And last night with attorney going over all this shit, reading this shit for all the drivers, so we can put something constructive out there to help you, to protect you. Right? Not doing this for the fun of it. Hit that damn like button in appreciation. Thank you. 18, confidentiality. 19, relationship with Lyft. Look how much shit they're packing in here. 20, third-party services. 21, general. Lyft privacy. Blah, 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 blah. Right?
Blah, get the blah, get the blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, get the blah, get the blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable how much shit is in here to screw you over, right? I mean, Lyft terms of service, seriously? Read it, ladies and gentlemen. Abuse charges. There it is. It's a lot of blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is they do not want to pay out money, right? So go make sure you opt out. I showed you how. It's all there. I also put the instructions beneath yesterday's video. Please like and share so we can protect all our brothers and sisters on the Lyft platform. And shame on you, John Zimmer and Logan Green, for putting in all these new clauses. I mean, abuse money? Seriously? $250 and you don't even have to verify it? You don't even have to quantify it? You don't even have to show documentation? You can simply take it out of our accounts? That's like the biggest fuck me in the ass fee I've ever seen in the gig world. Wow. Anyway, my friends, thank you for listening, and please share as much as possible. And on the way out, hit the like button. It looks like this. That's what we work for, the like button. Tashome's in the house, Washington, D.C. That's where I was born, in Georgetown. Shout out to Tashome. Anybody else want to shout out, a quick shout out before I head out and start the day? Because the World Cup is calling. Did you guys watch the games this morning? Very interesting games. Belgium, second favorite out. Bellingham, Washington, John in the house. Anybody else for a quick shout out? Shout it out, shout. Shout, let it all out. These are the terms we're talking about. Come on. You better get it on Lyft, come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the terms we are talking about, come on. I'll give you a shout out. Here we go. Here we go now. Lyft terms of service, how to opt out. Thomas, California, in the house. Cali, baby. Here in Cali. So, have a good one. And share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. If you share this, you may Brian from San Diego, Brian Watkins, if you share this, you might save someone a lot of money, or you may make a driver or a rider a lot of money because you showed them how to opt out. Hit that like button. We're on 20. Have a good day. There it is. And like I said before, 26 pages of right. Have a good one, my friends. Take care and be safe out there.